Being in itself is not enough. We want bliss, ananda, as well as being, sat. In his entirety, the living entity is composed of three qualities: eternality, knowledge, and bliss. Those who enter impersonally into the Brahma Jyoti can remain there for some time in full knowledge that they are now merged homogeneously with Brahman. But they cannot have that eternal Ananda bliss because that part is wanting. One may remain alone in a room for some time and may enjoy himself by reading a book or engaging in some thought, but it is not possible to remain in that room for years and years at a time, and certainly not for all eternity. Therefore, for one who merges impersonally into the existence of the Supreme, there is every chance of falling down again into the material world in order to acquire some association. This is the verdict of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Astronauts may travel thousands and thousands of miles, but if they do not find rest on some planet, they have to return to Earth. In any case, rest is required. In the impersonal form, rest is uncertain. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam says that even after so much endeavor, if the impersonalist enters the spiritual world and acquires an impersonal form, he returns again to the material world because of neglecting to serve the Supreme Lord in love and devotion. As long as we are here on earth, we must learn to practice to love and serve Krishna, the Supreme Lord. If we learn this, we can enter those spiritual planets. The impersonalist position in the spiritual world is non-permanent, for out of loneliness he will attempt to acquire some association. Because he does not associate personally with the Supreme Lord, he has to return to the material world and associate with the conditioned living entities there. It is of utmost importance, therefore, that we know the nature of our constitutional position. We want eternity, complete knowledge, and also pleasure. When we are left alone for a long time in impersonal Brahma Jyoti, we cannot have pleasure. Someone's talking to me. We cannot have... Hello? Hi? Someone's here. Hello? I think that was a blue jay. Not really sure, but he has a lot to say. It is of utmost importance, therefore, that we know the nature of our constitutional position. We want eternity, complete knowledge, and also pleasure. When we are left alone for a long time in the impersonal Brahma Yoti, we cannot have pleasure, and therefore we accept the pleasure given by the material world. But in Krishna consciousness, real pleasure is enjoyed. In the material world, it is generally accepted that the highest pleasure is sex. This is a perverted reflection of the sex pleasure in the spiritual world, but we should not think that the pleasure there is like the sex pleasure in the material world. No, it is different. But unless sex is there in the spiritual world, it cannot be reflected here. Here, it is simply a perverted reflection, but the actual life is there in Krishna, who is full of all pleasure. Therefore, the best process is to train ourselves now, so that at the time of death we may transfer ourselves to the spiritual universe, to the Krishna Loka, and there enjoy in the association of Krishna. In the Brahma Samahita, Sri Krishna is his abode and described thus: Sintamani prakala sadamosu kalpa vriska laska vristu surabrihar Abir Palayantam, Laskisa Sata Tala Sambrahama, Sevamyam Nam, Govindam Adi Prasumam Tam Aha Brahami. I tried, I don't know if it worked very well. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending cows, yielding all desires, and a bull built with spiritual gems, and surrounded by millions of purpose trees. He is always served with a great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. This is a description of Krisna. The houses are made of what is called touchstone. The touchstone touches immediately turns into gold. The trees are wish-fulfilling trees or desire trees, for one can receive from them whatever he wishes. In this world we get mangoes from mango trees, apples from apple trees, but there from any tree one can get whatever he desires. Similarly, the cows are called surabhi, and they yield an endless supply of milk. These descriptions of the spiritual planets are found in the Vedic scriptures.